So, in this video we will study sequencing of n job on two machines from productions and operations management. You see, in sequencing there are certain assumptions that we need to follow. Then for solving this problem we make use of the Johnson's algorithm, and there are some certain tie breaking rules which are very useful in breaking the tie, and at the end we will study how to calculate the total elapsed time as well as the idle time. In sequencing, one of the basic assumptions is that one machine can process only one job at a time, and processing sequence, whatever we have decided, it cannot be altered, and irrespective of the sequence that we follow, processing time remains the same. And very important assumption is that once the job is loaded on one machine, it must be completed till end. The Johnson's algorithm is very useful in finding an optimal sequence. It states that if the minimum processing time for the first operation, then we have to place the job first in sequence, and if the minimum processing time for the job is for the last operation, then that job must be placed last in sequence. It is very simple. Let us try to understand with respect to an example. Here there are 5 jobs, and these are the processing times on machine 1 and machine 2 respectively. Now, if you look at these processing times very carefully, you will find the shortest or the smallest processing time is 4, and it is for the last operation on job 1. As it is for the last operation, the job 1 is scheduled last. Then out of remaining job, if you look at the smallest processing time, then smallest processing time is 6, and it is for the first operation on job 4. And as it is for the first operation, job is scheduled first. Then out of remaining, if you see the shortest processing time, it is 8, and it is for the last operation of job 2. So, job 2 is scheduled last. Then you compare 3 and 5, you will find the shortest time is 9, it is for the first operation on job 3. So, job 3 is scheduled first, and then only one place remaining. So, there we have scheduled job 5, and this is the optimal sequence that we have followed, which will reduce the idle time. Let us see about tie breaking rules. First tie breaking rule is that if you look at this example, it is another example of 6 jobs on machine 2. Here you will find the shortest smallest processing time is for the job 2, and it is 2, as well as it is for the job 5, and it is also 2. So, now we are confused where to sequence the job. So, here you will find, as there is a tie in the smallest processing time, what we can do is the minimum processing time is for the first operation, then job should be sequenced first. So, we have sequenced job 5 first, and this is the smallest processing time for last. So, we have sequenced it at last. This is the first tie breaking rule. It may be possible that the smallest processing time is for the both on machine 1. So, if you look at job 3 and job 6, the smallest processing time is same, and it is 5 for the first operation. Now, which jobs to be sequenced first out of these 3 as well as 6? For that, we have to refer to the processing time on machine 2, and if you compare, you will find processing time of machine 2 is smaller for job 3 compared to the processing time for job 6, and hence we can break this tie, and job 3 is scheduled first, and then it is followed by job 6. This is tie breaking rule number 2. But also there is possibility that the smallest processing time may be for machine 2. Now, as in this case, job 1 is having 6 units for machine 2, as well as job 4 is also having 6 units. Now, here there is a tie for equal processing time or smallest processing time on machine 2. This can be broken similar to the previous by looking at the processing time on machine 1. If you look at this, 7 is a processing time for job 1, and 10 is a processing time for job 4. So, 7 being smaller, job 1 is scheduled last, and then the remaining place is allotted for job 4. This is how the tie breaking rule we need to apply if required. Another important step that is required in this sequencing is for calculation of idle time, as well as elapsed time. Now this is a sequence that we have decided. It is an optimal sequence. Now optimal sequence is written in the first column. We have to load it on machine 1 and machine 2. So in time, loaded time, and out for each machine is to be tabulated as shown. You will find job number 5, the processing time on machine 1 is 2. So job in 0, processing time is 2, so out 2, and after that it is processed on machine 2. Machine 2, it requires 11 units. So after 2 units we are going to start processing job 5 on machine 2, and it will be finished after 13 units. After 5 we have sequence job number 3. So if you look at this job number 3, it is having 5 units on machine 1. So as soon as the machine 1 is free, after completing job 5, we can load job 3 on machine 1, which requires 5 units. So after starting from 2, it will be finished by 7, and then this machine 3 immediately loaded on machine 2. We have to check the availability. After 7 units, machine 2 is not available because machine 2 is still busy in doing the previous job number 5. So machine 2 will be available after 13 units, and then we can load this job 3, which require 9 units on machine 2. So after loading, we will find after 22 units job 3 will be over. Now same thing we have to follow here for all the jobs, and we have to look at the initial table and the processing time given in the problem. Here at the end you will find there are total 48 units which are required for completing all these 5 jobs. So it is called as the total elapsed time, that is 48 units. And in order to identify the idle time, just we have to check the end time and the start time. Here you will find 2, 2, 7, 7, 12, 12, 22, 22. It means as soon as the machine is free, job is available for both machine 1 as well as machine 2. If you look at the table, it is very clear. Only thing is that you will find for the initial 2 units, machine 2 is waiting for job 5, because machine 2 does not have any job to process. After first process, job 5 will be available after 2 units. So initial 2 units will be the idle time for machine 2. मी आंघोळ केल्या आणि तुझ्यापेक्षा उशिरा केला, तर तुला आंघोळ केल्यानंतर जास्त घाम आला.